criticism from Roy Keane a couple of weeks ago. Does that kind of come with the territory of being Manchester United captain, or do you think it's a bit unfair, some of the stick that this team is getting from players who maybe remember a different time here?
No, that everyone has an opinion, and that's fine. I can't change the mind of people. Everything I have to do is go on the pitch and try to do the best I can for the club. As I said, Roy Keane was an amazing captain for the club, one of the best, as everyone says. I didn't have the chance to see much from him, probably only the last few years, but was a great club that won everything for the club. Is massively respectful from everyone and has all my respect. Yes, to give his opinion in a program, and this is what he thinks. It's about me doing on the pitch to try to change his mind, or trying to do something that he probably sees it as a good thing. Obviously, I do it in my own way. I don't want to copy anyone. I try to be the best captain that I can for my teammates. I try to help everyone in the best way I can, in the best way I know. I have a lot of things to improve, not only as a captain, but as a player, as a person, as a human being, and that's fine. It's criticism is going to be always part, and it's going to make me grow and understand that there's still a long way to go.
We'll get back to Bruno in just a quick second, but remember, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification button so that you know when the next Big D video hits. And as ever, if you've got something to say, please put it in the comments. The Big D reads all of the comments, and he's really interested in reading what is on your mind. Anyway, in this interview, this is an interview from the United Stand, a fantastic Manchester United fan channel, so I urge you to check it out if you don't already know. And they are interviewing Bruno Fernandes right after Man United's brilliant performance against Real Sociedad in the second leg of the Europa League tie, which the Big D was at. And he actually responds to what Roy Keane said a couple of weeks back on the overlap. His scathing criticism. Anyway, have a look at Bruno. Stick around for after the clip, because the Big D is going to be giving his thoughts on this whole matter, and also his thoughts on the game itself. Here's Bruno.
There was rumours in the summer that you sat down with a club. You've provided a hat-trick again today. It always seems to be you that's providing the goals to the team. Is the club showing the ambition that you want?
Sorry, I didn't understand the beginning of the question.
The question was, in the summer, apparently you sat down with the club about the future and the projects, and when you signed your new contract. Is the club showing the ambition that you wanted?
No, obviously I sat with the club because I had an offer to leave, and the club was... we talk about the possibility of me leaving the club or staying. They said what they wanted from me. I just asked if they still see me as part of the future of the club or not. I spoke at the time with Ten Hag also. He was very clear with me. The club was very clear with me that they thought I will be a big part of this rebuild that they want to do in a different way. I heard what they had to tell me. I thought that we could be successful. Unfortunately, we didn't start the season very well. Eric had to lose his job by the results we had and the performance we had, but the fault was on everyone and everyone together with the manager. Now we are in a different moment with a new manager that thinks in a different way, that has a different way of playing. I'm still very happy at the club. I'm being always happy at the club to play for this club, to represent the club is a big honor for me. It doesn't matter where we are in the league. It will always be an honor for me to be here at this club, and I will try always my best to keep the club fighting for everything we can.
Bruno, for you, with how things are now, like you said, you spoke about what it was like just in the summer. Now Sir Jim's come in, he's done some interviews during this week, and it was put to Ruben that he talked about some players sort of saying that maybe some are overpaid, maybe some are not good enough, etc. And the manager said that it's up to the players to change his mind. How does it feel now that he's been speaking? What's it like in the dressing room, and how are the players feeling with that level of scrutiny? Are they ready to fight? How are they feeling now?
We need to prove ourselves every day in training, every day that we have a game. We can't relax at this club. Is what it is. You know that there's a big standard, a big attention that you get from the media, from everywhere. You need to realize that sometimes you need to put your focus on your game, trying to improve yourself. It's not nice to hear certain things, obviously. I don't think that any player likes to hear criticism or things that are talked about you, that you're not good enough or you overpaid or whatever. Everyone has their own contract. Everyone does their own contract. the club agrees to do the contracts at the time you come here or at the time you do a new contract or whatever, then it's about yourself proving it that you can be important for the club.
Bruno, you've given your best years to this club. You've been the best player for 5 years now. I think it's fair to say. You're 30 now. Do you kind of feel impatient for success? I know there's talk of long-term projects, but I think you've won one League Cup, probably an FA Cup. Do you feel like you deserve more, that you need more fairly quickly? You need to see those signs of progress fairly quickly?
No, I deserve the same as my teammates. I'm in the same boat as them. If I haven't give everything to the club yet, or more to the club, is because I don't deserve it, and that's it. As everyone else in that dressing room, as everyone else. I'm not different than anyone. It doesn't matter how much you do, how much you score, how much you assist. That doesn't change anything. It's about the team. It's about the club to succeed. As I said, I'm very happy at the club. Obviously, I want to win trophies. I'm not stupid. I won't say that I don't want to win trophies. I want to be in the biggest competitions. I want to fight for the big trophies, and that's what I said to the club. That's what the club said to me that they want to do. Obviously, then it's about the players going on the pitch and try to do it. It's about the club to do the investments, bring players, take players, or whatever they want to do it. It's not my part to say who's good to come, who's not good enough to be here. That has to be manager, board. They have to decide themselves. I just want to do everything I can to help the club to succeed.
You got a bit of criticism from Roy Keane a couple of weeks ago. Does that kind of come with the territory of being Manchester United captain, or do you think it's a bit unfair, some of the stick that this team is getting from players who maybe remember a different time here?
No, that everyone has an opinion, and that's fine. I can't change the mind of people. Everything I have to do is go on the pitch and try to do the best I can for the club. As I said, Roy Keane was an amazing captain for the club, one of the best, as everyone says. I didn't have the chance to see much from him, probably only the last few years, but was a great club that won everything for the club. Is massively respectful from everyone and has all my respect. Yes, to give his opinion in a program, and this is what he thinks. It's about me doing on the pitch to try to change his mind, or trying to do something that he probably sees it as a good thing. Obviously, I do it in my own way. I don't want to copy anyone. I try to be the best captain that I can for my teammates. I try to help everyone in the best way I can, in the best way I know. I have a lot of things to improve, not only as a captain, but as a player, as a person, as a human being, and that's fine. It's criticism is going to be always part, and it's going to make me grow and understand that there's still a long way to go.
Bruno, lastly,
was this our best performance? Sorry, just on the game today, because we've won, we're through. The positive vibe, was that our best performance under Ruben Amorim, and what was it like to be a part of, and how the players feeling in there?
I wouldn't say it was the best performance. Obviously, the results. This club is all about results. We want to perform. We want to do the best we can. We want to win games. But that you're going to be judged by the results, and that's always a difficult thing at this club. But if you want to be here, this is the demands, and this is what I like. I like to have a big demand. I want to play under a lot of pressure, because that means that you have reached a big level. So if you have that demands, if you have that pressure, you've made it a long way. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bruno Fernandes is an absolute class act. Manchester United are lucky to have him. His performance last night against Sociedad was absolutely unbelievable. He was everywhere. Honestly, he's got to be the fittest player at Man United. He must be. He's all over the place, dictating everything, scoring all the goals, creating all the goals. He's absolutely brilliant. And he deserves all the praise that he gets. We are absolutely lucky to have that Portuguese footballer playing for Manchester United. And we'd be absolutely lost without him. We really would. Roy Keane is talking absolute nonsense when he was criticising him the other week. Absolute nonsense. And I think it's actually helped Bruno Fernandes' reputation, because people have zeroed in on Bruno Fernandes now and paid a little bit more attention to him. And people are actually noticing how good he actually is. He's brilliant. And I mean, what are some of the things that Roy Keane talks about? That some of the virtues he likes in footballers. So, he likes loyalty. Well, okay, so Bruno Fernandes had the option to leave Manchester United last summer when he was 29, and I don't know who it was, but I think it might have been Barcelona. There were some rumours circling it could have been Barcelona. But either way, he could have gone. He's going to walk into another top-flight team, no problem. But he had a little chat with the powers that be, and it was not long, it was not drawn out. He signed on the dotted line, and he stayed. In that interview there, I know it was after the game where he's just scored a hat-trick, but he seems happy at Man United. As happy as he can be, anyway. You know, he's not got a face on him. He's not got a bad attitude. He's not introverted or anything like that. He's there. He's pleasant. He's classy. He's answering the questions eloquently, despite the fact that English is his second language. He's just a cool dude. And, I mean, you can imagine some other footballers sort of hinting that they might want to go somewhere else, you know, putting the feelers out, you know, for Real Madrid, like Ronaldo used to do, you know. Marcus Rashford was always sullen when he wasn't happy. You know, even Roy Keane himself flirted with leaving Man United if they didn't pay him properly. So he's talking about loyalty. I remember his contract, long drawn out contract, because he wanted 50 grand a week. And it was him that broke the the wage structure at Man United, and we paid him 50 grand a week back in 2000. So, you know, he's talking about loyalty. Well, you know, Bruno could have left there, but he didn't. So that's one thing. You know, and he's talking about taking responsibility as an individual, as a team. He's talking about how, you know, how bad results are, but we all have to take responsibility. He's saying things like, you know, is that the best performance you know, that Manchester United have had under Ruben Amorim, which I disagree with, to be honest. I think the performance against Liverpool and Anfield was probably the best. But, you know, they're talking about Bruno Fernandes being, you know, the best player and all of this, but, you know, he's saying, you know, we're a team. We all have to work together. So that's taking responsibility. And he took responsibility in that match yesterday. As I say, he was all over the place and scored a hat-trick. I know 2 of them were penalties, but you still have to score the penalties. You know? So there's another thing. Bruno Fernandes is consistent too. I think he's got about 15 goals this season from midfield. Hey. He's an absolute class act. We'd be lost without Bruno Fernandes. We would be. He's just a brilliant footballer. I still, to this day, do not understand Roy Keane's logic. But maybe that's the mistake that I'm making, because maybe his decisions are not necessarily based on logic and more on passion, which is fair enough. He's a very passionate man, and he's very funny, and he's entertaining to watch. So, no disrespect to Roy Keane. Roy Keane was a legend, as Bruno Fernandes paid tribute there in that interview. He didn't go on the counter-attack. He didn't absolutely lambast Roy Keane back. He didn't insult him. He just paid his respects. Basically said, Roy Keane is Roy Keane. He can say whatever he likes. Just got to take it on the chin and take responsibility for ourselves and our own performances. And that's absolutely fine. I'm just still baffled that Bruno got so much flack from Roy Keane. I really am. And that was a captain's performance too. So, yeah, he's a little bit of a statesman, is Bruno Fernandes. He could be a politician. Hey, maybe that's what his job will be once he retires from football, hopefully with a couple of Premier League titles, and who knows, a Champions League title that they lifted at New Trafford, if that's what they call it, in front of 100,000 fans. One can dream. One can dream. Please forgive me my dreams. As soon as we give up our dreams, well, what's the point in living life, you know? But, yeah, Bruno Fernandes is absolutely class act. And United were really good. It was an entertaining match to watch. I can't think of any player that played bad, really. Even Højlund got an assist in there. And Dorgu was up and down. What an athlete that lad is. Dalot wasn't too bad. Yeah, Casemiro played quite well. Xerxes just gets better and better. I was hoping to see in the highlights this amazing skill that he did just on the wing. He just kind of flicked it over the player, and you know, he did some fancy pants skill, and then he was away. I was hoping to make a video about that, but I'll have to see if I can find the footage. But Joshua Xerxes, he's a Rolls Royce of a player. I really like him. And he's already got his chant now. They're all singing, "Oh, Joshua Zirkzee." Yeah, so fair play to the lad, considering he had a little bit of a slow start and the microscope zeroed in on him a little bit there. Aiden Heaven, he's just slotted right in. He's like a glove. He's another Rolls Royce as well. I mean, we paid 50 million for Lenny Yoro, and I'm not saying Lenny Yoro's have been a waste of money necessarily, but we paid 50 million for him and a fraction of that amount for Aiden Heaven, and I don't know who the better defender is between them both. So he's a first teamer now. That's it. De Ligt, an absolute warrior. I've said it. He's world class. He is. The goalie. The only thing that was annoying me last night was all this passing back to Onana and all that passing out from the back. We were putting ourselves under too much pressure unnecessarily when he could have just hoofed it. That's probably my only criticism. Who else played last night? Can't remember. Garnacho. Yeah, Garnacho was all right. He was all right. It was a good team performance. I just feel as though something's clicked at Man United at the moment. I don't know. It's just my instinct, my spider sense is tingling. If Toby Maguire was sitting next to me right now, we'd be hanging from the roof from his little spider's web. He would, because there's just something in the air with Man United, and hopefully, it's kicked into gear just in time for a good Europa League Cup run. But we shall see. Anyway, what do you guys think? What do you think of Bruno's response after the match towards Roy Keane? And what did you think of his performance against Sociedad? And how do you think we'll do moving forward in the Europa League? I think we're playing Lyon, and the Big D's going to that one too. But anyway, thoughts in the comments, and the Big D will see you in the next one.